Make large crypto trades with Kraken OTC. Execute orders of more than 100,000 off the open exchange through our premium OTC trading service. Get 24/7 access to deep liquidity, minimal slippage, and competitive execution and settlement services. Private and secure trading options include chatting securely with our trade desk for a personalized high-touch service, or use our self-service RFQ for super fast, automated OTC trading. Non-investment advice. Crypto trading involves risk of loss and is offered to U.S. customers through Payward Interactive Inc. For more information, go to realvision.com/Kraken OTC.
Wow, what a spot you've got here, Rue.
I know, right? Nothing beats a night under the stars with your best buddy.
It's just so great to get away from the charts. Like, Solana could be at $80 right now, and we'd be none the wiser. Rue, do you ever worry that maybe we've got it all wrong? Like, what if that was the top? What if the maxis are right, Rue, and everything goes to zero against Bitcoin?
Crikey, Tucker, where the hell is this coming from? Do you even watch The Journeyman?
Oh, I'm not worried, Rue. It's just a fun thought experiment is all.
Don't let the market bore you into submission, my friend. That's exactly where they want you. Because just as you take your eye off the ball, boom, God candles straight to Valhalla.
Yeah, I guess you're right, Rue.
You know what I like to do whenever I feel a bit down? A little thing I like to call summoning the banana.
As long as it doesn't involve your penis, Rue.
Au contraire, Tuka. Just a little bit of manifesting with the mystical forces of music. You'd be amazed at how effective intention is. And summoning the banana is one of the most powerful rituals in all of recorded history. Check this out.
There is a little thing I see. Me call it global liquidity. Big money printer coming soon. Me bags are packed and we are going to the moon. Me just a humble journeyman. Me real vision 2020. I'm the man with a plan. Me manifest the market singing a song. Call me irresponsible, I'm bidding max long. Me gwan summon the banana all on my own. Me gwan summon the banana zone. Me gwan summon the banana with a song. Me gwan summon the banana, so I'm bidding max long.
Go on, Tucker. Freestyle a bit. Don't be shy. Summon the banana with me, brother.
Okay. I'll try.
Me gwan summon the banana.
Murphy's Law.
Me gwan summon the banana.
Exponential.
Me gwan summon the banana.
Network effect.
Me gwan summon the banana.
Banana.
Summon the banana to the banana zone. Trust me, bro. Banana zone. Banana zone.
So fucking good. If only I could sing or play guitar, but I can still come up with a banana zone. It's just, the problem is, it's just not happening right now. It's just so fucking boring. I have nothing to do. My wife thinks I've been laid off work because I've got no meetings in my diary because everyone's on holiday. She's like, have you been fired? I'm like, no. But yeah, it's been very weird. And I'm lucky because next week I'm off on holiday, off to Zambia, where we're going in with some friends, rented a Toyota Land Cruiser, off-road prepared. They've been traveling around Africa for 3 months, and we're joining them in northern Zambia, super remote, tents on the roof, camping in the middle of the bush, completely off-grid. So the banana zone can just happen, and I'm not around looking at screen doing nothing. Solana 145 every single fucking day. It's miserable. But I shall be fighting off the leopards in my sleep. So hopefully I'll come back alive. I'm not sure. My wife took out life insurance. So maybe she's trying to feed me to the leopards. I don't know. She'll probably strap bacon to me in the night or something. I don't know. Can't trust her. So, as ever, let's educate you damned Philistines. Let's talk about food, wine, the important things of life. Obviously, I came back from Spain a while ago where I had reacquainted myself with actual culture as opposed to this kind of Pepsi culture that we live around. So where are we today? We're in France. We're in France because we're drinking a Chateau Neuf de Pape that's from the southern Rhone Valley. Very famous for Chateau Neuf de Pape. This one is the most famous of all. It's called, I need to always figure out how to get that. Why does this not work? Chateau de Beaucastel. This is a 2001. Not something you can get easily anywhere. I've had this in storage for 20 years. So it's something I've had in storage for 20 years, and occasionally I open a bottle, and it's Grenache and Syrah. You Australians, obviously, you can't speak English, so you call it Shiraz, but it's kind of juicy because it's slightly more southern, so it gets like a ripe fruit flavor to it, but it's still got tannins and structure, and it's got sort of plumminess to it. It's very, very delicious one. I've not been drinking much red because it's summer and it's hot as balls here, so it's generally been white and cava, but I felt like a glass of red today, and this. But generally speaking, you can find Chateauneuf de Pape pretty easily in your wine merchants and your wine store. It's not super scarce. Chateau de Beaucastel you can find, but it is older ones, obviously harder to find. But there's a spread of prices, kind of around the $50-$60. You can find a really decent one, and you can drink them young, and they're kind of really big bowls in your face, kind of meaty wines, and then they go through a period where they kind of go through a lull, and they kind of lose the plot a bit, and you're like, oh, this is not very good anymore. And then after a while, they start coming through the other side, and they get this silky, jammy, soft deliciousness. I mean, that's utterly delicious. So, as ever, we always, with our pre-dinner aperitivo, our glass of wine, sometimes a cocktail, something like a Campari soda, gin tonic, freshen up the palate. I'll do maybe a gin tonic special someday. Campari soda I've done before. These are my favorite kind of, and they're there to get the palate working, to get ready for dinner, to loosen up for the conversation. So today, I'm again a bit in Spain because Spain does aperitivos better than pretty much everybody else. So what do I have today? So today I have, these are not the Valencian almonds. These are actually from Alicante, a bit further south. And these are Marcona almonds. And these are reputedly the best almonds in the world or in Spain. I actually prefer the Valencia ones, but these are slightly flatter, more rounder. Very delicious. We've got two different meats of Spain today. We have, sorry, I'm trying to get you in camera. So this is lomo. Lomo is loin of pork. This is slightly cured, as you can see, with some paprika. And so it has that slightly spicy smell that chorizo has. And it is, it's loin of pork, thinly sliced, but this is from Iberico pigs. So these are the black-leg pigs that eat acorns, live in the free range in the mountains of Spain. If you're a food snob, these pigs, they're fucking gods. They're not pigs. Delicious. Melt in the mouth, complements the wine, changes the structure and the taste of the wine. So now it's funny. People accuse me of, oh, Raoul, you don't chew your food. I probably don't, but also it would be really boring if I sat here chewing my mouth full of food for half an hour, just so some of you pedants online are happy that I've chewed my food properly. So I just try and wolf it down. So here we have salchichon. So this is like a Spanish salami. Again, acorn-fed pigs, black-leg Iberico pigs. So incredible, the highest quality pork in the world. It's a beautiful salami. I've just sliced it off. So it didn't come bought. The lomo came bought like that, but this came actually on a full salchichon. And it has so much umami and depth of flavor and nuttiness from the acorn, but with a little bit of acid astringency as well to cut through it. It's really, really, really delicious. Not so easy to get for most of you. So these are my aperitivos to wash down my food. Now, again, a little roll call around the world. Australians with your beer for the morning. Tim Tams are not a snack that's acceptable. So put them away. It's garbage food. Stop that. Americans, anything made by Frito-Lay is not food, it's a carcinogen. Anything made by Pepsi, which is Frito-Lay itself, you might as well just torch on a bonfire. In fact, you probably can't burn it. It's like margarine. If you ever put margarine out for ants, they'll never eat it. And that's the kind of same with all of that shit. The Doritos, your Bud Lights, all of that random, even the Tito's vodka, what revolting stuff that is. I mean, that's just the worst corn syrup in the world turned into a cheap vodka. And they call it like, boutique vodka. It's just shockingly bad stuff. Guys, get your act together. You can make good whiskey. You can certainly make better vodka than that shit. Anyway, and the Brits, because I know there's a few of you staying up late because you're alcoholics, you're probably eating Monster Munch pickled onion flavor, which actually I would say is acceptable, even though it's totally carcinogenic, but it reminds me of my youth. So anyway, welcome to the chaos of the usual AMA. Now, remember, firstly, there's a whole bunch of you here who haven't bothered to subscribe to the channel. It's beginning to irritate me. I track every one of you online. I'm coming around to your houses and I'm going to shame you in front of your neighbors unless you just hit that subscribe button to the YouTube channel. And then that's not enough, because you want to ask me questions because you're bothering to spend an hour with me drinking wine and hearing me insult you. Then I would rather I insulted you on the Real Vision platform, because you'll be surrounded by more civilized people. And I think that is an important place to be. And you can't ask me questions on YouTube, even though I love you, YouTube guys. I'll ask you some questions at the end. I will reply as well. But the questions from the AMA are only on the Real Vision platform. It's free to join, so you have literally no excuse in the world. So realvision.com/join. Now, I have to use that link /join because Dan told me off for just sending random people to realvision.com. So realvision.com /join. Dan has promised to buy me a bottle of wine for every person who actually goes through on that link. And then what I'll do is I'll hold a party and you can all come to Cayman and drink the wine that Dan's buying us all. So the more of you that actually go to realvision.com and /join, don't forget that. And you can then ask questions, and then Dan will buy us all drinks because he lives here in Cayman as well. So that's a deal, right? So I'm going to wait for you to do that so you can jump off YouTube. First, hit the subscribe button anyway. Jump off YouTube, and I'll see you on the platform in a second. I can wait because you guys are bone fucking idle. You got nothing else to do. It's boring. The banana zone. Anyway, that thing not happening right now. Not that it's not going to happen. It will happen. And so you're bored too. You're probably on holiday, avoiding your wife or your husband, and watching this and drinking wine secretly, locked in the bathroom or something. So anyway, just go across to the realvision.com /join. So unfortunately, that was the first glass of wine in 15 minutes. That's a faster pace than I set last time. I need to be careful because I'm not as good a red wine drinker as I am a white wine drinker or a champagne drinker. So slow down, kids, slow down. Right. So I'm looking at my list of things. Tim Tams, not acceptable. Australians, you can have beer for breakfast. That's acceptable. You actually make good coffee. So, feel free to not drink alcohol, Australians. I know it's difficult for you, but, you actually make decent coffee. So we'll let you have that. Your Kiwis, as we know, Sauvignon Blanc hour, crack one open. It's midwinter. So maybe you could probably have a nice red, you make great Pinot in New Zealand. So maybe a glass of Pinot because it's miserable, shitty weather there now. Yeah, I think that'll work. Okay. The one snack that I was going to bring on but didn't was a special, unique kind of holy snack, which is a smoking chicken fish. But I didn't want to smoke Marlboro Lights. I've got my vape or Marlboro. But chicken fish is a delicacy for those of you who have been of the brotherhood who've been brothetized. So I know there's a bunch of Church of the Smoking Chicken Fish people watching today. Love you guys. It's just the funniest meme. Great community. I'm not shilling it. I don't care if the number goes up or the number goes down. It's actually just bloody cool. And it's a church and stuff like that. So smoking chicken fish as a food. Maybe we'll figure out with that community how to actually create some amazing snack. And obviously the broth we can drink, the holy broth. Maybe we can make it with an alcohol way of doing it. So we'll figure that out as well. For those of you who are bored, who want to mess around in a meme community and go to church every evening at 8 o'clock in the evening, it's kind of fun. Okay, so the wine stuff, I do know a bunch of you really like this. For some reason, you like to be insulted, and I'm happy to do that because you guys deserve it because you are Philistines and you need to be civilized. You're now starting to travel a little bit to Europe. Most of you have been on a cruise ship to Barcelona and think you've done Europe, or you've gone to Paris for 3 hours. That's not. Go and spend some time, look around Europe, educate yourself. Obviously, never start a business in Europe or do business in Europe. You have to do that in the United States because Europe's terrible. But it is a brilliant cultural museum. So hopefully I'm getting you guys across the line on all of this. I'm sure we can do some specials on Asia because Asia has some great culture too that doesn't involve Bud Light. So one of the things I do love is as I talk through these wines, I know I have a passion for wine. And many of you are starting in your wine journey. And I think that's lovely. And cheers to you all. But on the platform, I've showed you this before. Let me see if I can just bring up the right window. Okay, let's go. So on the Real Vision platform, so this is why you're going across the Real Vision platform, realvision.com/join. Dan buys us bottles of wine. So please come across. If I go to the notes section, so this is where members write their own notes and they share them with others. And you can build on ideas, you can build on thought processes, AI summaries of videos, all sorts of stuff. But one of the great ones is Raoul's wine list. And this is Douglas Jones. I'm going to call him Doug, whether I'm allowed to or not. But Dougie baby, has done this incredible thing, which is he has built a list of the wines that I've talked about. And then members have started building in their own ideas of nice wines. Penfolds Grange, 1995. Jesus Christ, Mark, you've got expensive taste. I had the Penfold Grange the other day. Incredible wine. One of the world's greatest wines. Anyway, if you're a Real Vision member, please share your wines here. And so we build this group library of great wines suggested by all of you in all of those ludicrous number of countries around the world where Real Vision members are. So if we look at this again, I think you guys have seen this before. If I zoom in, I don't think Jamaica's particularly famous for its wine, but if we go around, we can see we've got, everywhere across the US. We've got everywhere across Asia, India, Africa. It's bananas where you all are. So you can all share incredible wines. We've got a lot of members in Spain, all over Spain, sharing great wine ideas. 97 members just in Valencia alone, where I used to live. So, and look, there's a whole bunch in Mallorca, Ibiza, Menorca. Anyway, so the Real Vision platform's cool for this. And everybody's sharing, as you see on the right, trade ideas as well. So there's tons of trade ideas, tons of notes about wine, notes about culture. We can start restaurant notes in different cities, our favorite restaurants in the world. Knock your socks off. That's what it's there for. Here are the channels for all the regional channels for you to chat and meet up with each other. And then you can directly message each other as well. So I just want you to make sure you use this as a resource to start sharing, not just trade ideas, but anything you think as a community you want to share. So the other thing about Real Vision is we're coming very close to our 10th anniversary. 10 fucking years. When myself, Damien, Grant, and Remy came up with the idea, it was We just wanted to democratize finance because we'd learned that trust in the system was broken down and nobody wanted to believe intermediaries. So people en masse wanted to take responsibility for their own financial journey. That's been the story of Real Vision. And we built that into a platform, communities, education, knowledge, all of this stuff. And it's really fucking cool. So September is our 10-year anniversary. It's going to be a month of all sorts of crazy shit. So there's going to be a lot of fun going on, giveaways, merch stuff. Also, we will have a trading competition. So you guys using those trade ideas are going to be held accountable for your ideas, and those who win prizes. So there's going to be a lot of fun going on there as well. It's going to get slightly chaotic. I'll come back from Zambia in the middle of this shit, and you guys will all be involved with generally betting on who's the best trader here or who's got the best ideas. And I love that. Another thing while you're on the platform is make sure you go to the merch store, because I'm proud of Real Vision and its brand. And let me just show you the merch stuff. We have a lot of merch. So let me go back to the beginning. That's not the beginning. So there's a new Banana Zone series. I suggest you do not buy it until the Banana Zone starts, because if not, you will jinx it. So do not buy the Banana Zone merch. Just dream about it, think about it, covet it deeply, but do not buy it. If you do buy it, don't wear it out until the Banana Zone. If not, the whole community is going to find you and blame you for the lack of bananas. Okay, you got that? But we've all, I mean, it's really cool, right? It's in the Andy Warhol style. We've also got Don't Fuck This Up, crypto gathering stuff. Let's see what else we can find on here. I think we've got Irresponsibly Long still around. There's stickers, Don't Fuck This Up. I love these t-shirts. I wear those all the time. The hoodies are amazing. I've got Don't Fuck This Up hoodies. So there's tons of stuff. So go to the merch store. You are bored. You've got nothing to do. The markets aren't doing anything. So as opposed to wasting money on yet another meme coin going to zero, waste money in the Real Vision merch store, and you'll probably attract other people around you because you're kind of cool. They'll stop you in the street, worship you. I think your parents will think more of you. Certainly your friends will. And so there's no downside. There's literally no downside. So buy some merch, right? I'm just going to eat another snack, because if I don't eat, if you're not careful, you get drunk. So I urge you all to have your little snack, have a drink. But I love the merch. I wear it out around the world and I get stopped with it all the time. It's just really, really cool. Jamie, who's our graphic designer, who designs all this stuff, she lives here in Cayman. A, she's one of the funniest, loveliest people in the world. But B, she's brilliant with memes and brilliant with design. So you can thank Jamie in the chat, because I know you guys are all going to buy the merch because you care. And you want to be cool as well. So I'm going to under-chew this. So I can't remember. There's like 4 pedantic people saying, my God, he doesn't chew his food. It's because in fact, let's do the experiment. Okay. It doesn't make very engaging television, and you are being overly pedantic. So get over the fact that I will be not chewing my food properly. So we'll soon go to the questions. They are only on the platform. I'm going to reiterate again, realvision.com/join. That equals Dan giving wine, and then we'll all drink it, and we can probably bankrupt him as well. So let's give that a go. He's a lovely guy, but he's forcing me to use URLs, so we're going to make him pay for it. Okay, let's do the macro thing. The macro thing is, I need to share again. Sorry, flitting around. Let me just close that window. Let me share this screen. Back to, no, that's the Safari version. Back to the platform. And I'm going to go to the latest. Have you noticed this is Julian Bittle and myself? I'm the slightly better looking one. He's got the copycat beard. It's not as good as mine, and his hair is a bit big. And he's not really as charming as me, but he's pretty good as a macro analyst. Well, marginally good anyway. Macro investing tool, for some reason, people love it, and that's a lot of Julian's work. So we'll just go to that because then I can give you a bit of a rundown of the things you guys care about. Because I can talk to you about the business cycle, and you're like, I don't care. When banana zone, that's all you guys care about. So it's largely pointless to show all of the work that is on the platform. This is all included in the Real Vision Plus membership. So those of you in the free membership, I wouldn't sign up now. I'd wait till don't let anybody know. I'd wait till September. There's going to be a shit ton of deals, but you really want to be upgrading to this. It's where the education is. It's the macro investing tool, the AMAs with the kind of famous people, and a whole bunch more. So wait till September, upgrade. But don't say I said that because I'm going to get in trouble. Okay, flicking through Julian's chart. Julian loves a fucking chart. He can't have enough. NASDAQ, yeah, we're bullish on the NASDAQ. NASDAQ year on year versus GMI Financial Conditions Index. It's so beautiful. Financial conditions are loosening now that we've got the dollar falling and rates falling, and that is a leading indicator. It's a 6-month lead. We're at the point where NASDAQ should start rocketing higher. We're already starting to see it. I think that continues. That's all part of the banana zone driven by financial conditions and liquidity. Talking of liquidity, Global M2, which many of you looked at, has started breaking out. This is the year-on-year chart, and the outright chart is breaking out. Financial conditions lead it. So we should get very strong M2 rest of this year, all of next year, as we've said. Macro crypto summer, macro crypto fall, or autumn for those of you who speak the Queen's English or the King's English now. So that's all part of the banana zone. That's very much getting very, very close. Global M2 versus Bitcoin. You can see the correlation, very high correlation. Global M2 is starting to go higher. It will start moving much higher soon. Bitcoin will follow suit. Global M2 leads a little bit-ish. So therefore, again, Bitcoin should start to move and get rid of this goddamn boring zone because I'm so bored. I've got an hourly chart on my screen, which obviously you guys know I don't trade. I mean, I set my positions ages ago. I bought again, added in this boring zone when Solana was down below 120. I'm looking at my hourly chart Solana. It's like a flat line at 145. It's just nothing going on because everybody's in the Hamptons. If you're European, you're in Ibiza, or in Spain. If you're American, you're probably in Italy because you guys are obsessed by Italy for some unknown reason. A bunch of you are in Mykonos, and a bunch of English snobs from the south of France. Everyone needs to come back from holiday and put some money in the markets and stop spending it on Chateau Neuf de Pape. And Nala, you've come to join us. That's Nala, the dog, the surviving dog. She's getting old, and she's lovely. And she has, I don't know if I can show you. There she is, sitting next to me. I can just bring it down. She follows me everywhere. She's a real sweetie, but she's very old now. Okay, carrying on with the screen sharing because I was getting distracted then. ISM, the business cycle, been flip-flopping around as we all know. Financial conditions lead it, blah, 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 going higher. All of these fucking bozos talking about recession and the world's going to end and the yen carry trade, it's going to break everything. Just don't understand the business cycle. It's not the point in the business cycle where you blow everything up. It's the time that you have a macro spasm, bit of a shock, move on, nothing to see. It's just, you've got to understand when it matters. So if you have a macro spasm here, which we had in 2018, it matters because it's pushing the economy lower towards recession. If you're on your way up, macro spasms, they're just small speed bumps. So don't worry about it. It's just noise. Another nice chart. In fact, it's a beauty. It's Bitcoin last year versus Ethereum this year. It's actually remarkably weirdly similar. Again, these charts may not hold, but overall, liquidity is coming. Market's going to go higher. Banana zone tends to start. So, sorry, I'm still eating. In fact, I'll give you guys all a break. You have a sip of your wine, a little snack. Let me enjoy my wine and chew my food. It's delicious. But, it's 5 o'clock. By the time my wife gets back from the gym, I'm going to be shit-faced. But anyway, I get to Little Cayman tomorrow, so I can just run away. And so if she's angry, I can just hide because she's staying here. Because she's training, as you guys know. She's training for all of the 7 summits. So she's just done Mont Blanc, and she just squeezed in bloody the Matterhorn. She's back, and then she's doing some training in Ecuador later in the year, and then she's doing Everest in April. So she's amazing. I don't know how the hell she does it. And she just did a freediving course as well. So she's now qualified freediver just because she wants to learn breath control. I don't know. She's bananas. I just drink wine in front of the computer. Okay. In fact, I should go diving more, but I don't. And it's crazy because I love diving. Little Cayman is the best diving in the Caribbean. It's like the control site for the Caribbean. And that's Paul Guerra saying, Ecuador, awesome. Yeah, she's climbing one of the volcanoes in Ecuador, Paul. Paul runs our social media. What was I going to say? I can't even remember now. Paul interrupted, and then Jamie interrupted me. I don't know what she's trying to. Do you guys not know? This is all the Real Vision people. Do you guys not know I'm on screen trying to hold a conversation, and you're interrupting me with chippy comments or jokes on the side? Right, where were we going? Questions, Q&A. I'm here for you. This is the point. I'm here to answer your questions. There's nothing much going on, so we can talk about anything you want. Travel, I'm really good at travel, done a lot of traveling, a lot of diving. Diving, that's what I was talking about. Fucking Little Cayman's amazing diving. The reef goes 20 feet to 6,000 feet, or 5 meters to 2,000 meters for people who speak proper measurements. And it's crystal clear because there's no rivers nearby, and the reefs are untouched. There's very few people dive. And I'm in Little Cayman, I'm like, well, obviously I should go diving. And then you have that stupid voice in your head that says, well, you can go tomorrow. It's a bit of a faff to get your dive gear out, take the Land Rover over and shore dive, or go down the other end, the whole 4 miles to the other end of the island and get on one of the boats. So I'll do it tomorrow. It's terrible. So one of my resolutions going forward is I have to change that equation and get diving, because I love diving so much. I've dived all around the world. Shark diving is my favorite thing. I've been with 1,000 sharks at a time in the Galapagos. Been there 3 times. 27 whale sharks on 2 dives. I've dived in French Polynesia, the Red Sea, all over the Caribbean, all over Southeast Asia, all that stuff. Absolutely love diving. And it's taken me to the remotest place on earth, like Papua New Guinea. And here I am with the opportunity to dive, and I'm not diving. So I need to sort my shit out. It's just been busy. But anyway, lifestyle. We know we need to sort these things out. So back to the questions. I'm here to answer your questions. We can talk about travel. We can talk about food. We can talk about wine. We can talk about Real Vision merchandise. We can talk about why you're a Philistine and how I can help you improve. We can talk about markets, which are going sideways. So realvision.com/join. Pop over there. I'm ready to start asking questions. So let me just get rid of that. Get the website up. You ready, guys and girls? Because we have actually a lot of girls in our community as well, which is really, really lovely to see. It's a real mix, and people from every country. Right. I'm going to go down the comment section first, then I'll go to the chat section. Sorry, which is quite chewy. Not chewy in a bad way, but you need to masticate it. Masticate it. You guys have a smutty mind. Adomo di Napoli. Adam of Naples. Raoul, Adam from Canada. Next 12 to 18 months, rather add to Sol or a combo of BTC miners, Tesla, MicroStrategy's, NVIDIA. I don't trade the miners because it feels complicated. Tesla, love. MicroStrategy's, there's an extra layer of complexity. Nvidia, great, but it's gone up a lot. I just keep it simple, stupid, I think. If I were to do two at this point, I'd have Solana and Tesla. I think they're both 10x's from here. Amoli Chu. Is that a real name? It's as bad as Raoul Pal. I mean, who the fuck thought of a name that kind of rhymes or nobody can pronounce and nobody can spell? I thank my parents for that. My mother's Dutch, my father's Indian, and they choose a French surname that sort of vaguely rhymes with my surname. If you're English, it's Raoul Pal or Raoul Pal. Americans kind of get it right, Raoul. I'm sort of halfway in the middle. I just kind of blurt out three vowels because nobody's got three vowels next to each other than their name. But yeah, I've got it. So Amoli Chu. When we talk price predictions, you let slip regarding Solana this week with Anthony Scaramucci. It's really irritating he does that to me. I told him not to because I have no fucking clue where it's going to go. We focus too much on the price of Bitcoin, Sol, ETH, Doge, and not enough on the price of fiat currency. We're thinking of it in comparison to. It's a long question. It's like, is the dollar going up or down? I think most of this is because the dollar goes down anyway, so that's the denominator effect. Now, obviously, versus yen and whatever, they're all should be going up versus the dollar over this stage in the business cycle, so they will perform less well than Bitcoin dollar, let's say, or dollar Bitcoin versus Bitcoin euro, Bitcoin yen. Scott Saunders, any pointers on how to buy the dip? Is it now 4 weeks? Oh, Christ. Well, I put out enough updates for you guys. I mean, unless you're deaf, or maybe you just see me and press skip, which I understand. I told you when Solana was at 120, I'm like begging you to buy. So I have nothing else to say. Also, if you can't be bothered to watch videos, just read the IO summaries on the platform. They'll give you everything you need. It's literally 10 seconds. 10 seconds to figure that out. And so you can find out where I said that. Leo Ross. Soul Whippet, bud. I have no idea what he means. Soul Whippet, bud. Breakfast beer prepped and ready for my day off. An Aussie. Spanish carver on ice for tonight. Civilized. Toasted almonds yet to come. Almonds are great because they go with white wine, red wine, sherry, and they just umami enough. Delicious. I mean, I like the toasted peanuts. Some nuts go well, but cashews and all of that shit. I mean, that's crap you get served on American Airlines. A bunch of awful, oily, sort of slightly sweet, over rich nuts. Elegance. You get in Iberia. Iberia is not the best island in the world, but they give you some beautiful almonds, nice glass of fine, crisp sherry, and some olives, and life is okay. Arnett Buckers. Christ, what is this? The world's worst named group. All of us. I include myself. Arnett Buckers. Thanks again, Ralph, for all you do in the Real Vision team do. It's amazing how you have time to appear in Crypto Primetime Show, Tucker Carlson. Looking forward to more Banana Zone cameos. Question time. Guys, these are long questions to read out. Blah, 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 XRP. We've gone through this before. XRP, it's like from 2 bull markets ago. You might be right. You might love it forever. Just please move to whatever the strong momentum is. I know there's that fear in your head is this time it'll be the big one. You'll get plenty of notification. You get back in, but don't miss the bull market because you're in a narrative of past. I beg you, I've begged you and begged you, don't do this. And the communities are huge. And I feel like, and I don't want to get attacked by people online for this, but I just feel like you're being done a disservice by being in a cult. Our job is to be mercenaries. We're in the job to make money, not to be a cult. Cults don't make money except for the leaders. Be a mercenary. Lend out your capital to the opportunities that will offer you the best risk-adjusted return. So I know it hurts people when I say this. Cardano, XRP, there's a whole bunch of these. I really hope you're right, but hope is not an investment strategy. Okay? So I'm not trying to insult you. I'm not trying to be rude. Please just understand my heart is coming from a good place. I'm trying to help you all. Dougie baby, Doug Jones. Hi, Raoul. I'm the guy that started Raoul's wine list. Yeah, I've given you a good plug, Dougie baby. Make sure you could show the bottle for the camera. Let's do it again. Okay, it's actually quite difficult, doesn't it? So why does it keep... There's a delay here. So Chateau de Beaucastel. I wonder if it'll do it if it really won't zoom. So Chateau de Beaucastel from Châteauneuf-du-Pape. It's a 2001. So it is a very special, very famous wine, not outrageously expensive. Sorry, he says pouring himself another glass. How are we in the bottle? Well, if I drink this glass, it'll be half the bottle, which... Anyway, let's moving swiftly on. David Kish. Hi, Raoul. Love your helping people get ahead in the new economy. Do you ever worry about those being left behind? And what you do to help narrow the gap between the 1% and the rest? Also try and lighten the question, who are the top three acts at Live Aids? The left behind is we've got to bring as many people as possible and hope that economic growth and other things help. I think economic growth changes the debt slave economy. It's not easy to help the underprivileged. I mean, I'm a European. I actually believe in a welfare state. Others don't. You have to figure some way of solving it because in the end, it creates civil unrest. You might say, fine, not everybody should be equal. And I agree. It's a meritocracy out there. But the richer nations get, the higher the baseline should be. So I don't know. Just trying to help as many people as possible, I think, makes that difference. So let's just keep doing what we're doing. Top three acts at Live Aid, obviously Queen, David Bowie, and U2. I'm not saying anything contentious here. I mean, they were all fucking amazing. U2 they were still pretty new as a band. I've been into them for a long time because I'm cool. So I know all this kind of stuff. When U2 were cool, now they're the opposite of cool. And they did an amazing job. Freddie blew them away, and that's like David Bowie turns on, and he's like just God. And everyone's just like, oh my God, David, we love you. Because, obviously he's the greatest musician, songwriter, person the world has ever seen. In my opinion, certainly the most innovative. James Jackson. A glass of blush. Fuck's blush? It's either a proper rosé or it's some marketing shit from some terrible Gallo wine yard. I was in the UK. I was probably buying American wine in the UK. I mean, really? What's the matter with you? Anyway, welcome. Savoury nibbles. I hope they're pickled onion monster munch. Addy Jafar. What drink do you recommend for a guy who doesn't drink alcohol? Anish, my wife, doesn't drink a lot. I do force her to sometimes. She's a big fan of white Burgundy, and she doesn't mind a vintage champagne. She sounds like a snob. She grew up in New Jersey. She has no clue, but now she's learned all this stuff, and that's what she does. She will drink soda water with fresh lime. In India, it's called nimbu pani. Nimbu soda, sorry. That's delicious. Plenty of fresh lime, ice. That's great. It needs to be kind of very limey. You need to see the lime in it, not just a couple of wedges of lime, but lime water. That's great. Angostura bitters in that too. In soda is very nice. In Spain, they have a non-alcoholic version of Campari. can't remember what it's called. I'm sure somebody will put it in the chat. Comes in these little kind of club bottles, like a mini Perrier bottle. It's red, like Campari. They're amazing too. The non-alcohol beers are great these days as well. In Spain, a lot of people aren't heavy drinkers, and a lot of people drink non-alcoholic beer and that Campari drink, which I can't remember what it's bloody called. Robert Trauborst, Leffe Belgian double beer. What's a double beer? With Dutch cheese blocks. I think you need to learn sort of more descriptive language. Double beer with Dutch cheese blocks. I mean, really? Maybe a rich beer developed by the Belgian monks from the 13th century, developed over ages to age subtly in this fresh but deep beer with a cream top, and then washed down with you cut through the acidity and the creaminess in the beer with the matching acidity and creaminess of a old Gouda cheese. Now, or a Nachelkaas. Now that's better than Dutch cheese blocks. God, you guys, you all need educating. Okay, right. Fuck me, the chat section. There's a lot of you. Those of you who are feeling left out because you're watching this on YouTube, there's only 3 of you left. Can you just come across the platform? Just match it out. In fact, I'll wait for you again. realvision.com/join. You know, as it's on the screen, it might actually help you unfuck your future. So you're not just hanging around on YouTube all day hoping you find somebody who's going to save you and save your future. Will actually kind of empower you to do it. I sliced that one really badly. It's too thick. But fuck it. Okay, let's go. Warm me up. Paulie, I've got my mouth full. Still going. I don't care. I know I'm being rude. You can call me a Philistine for this, but I'm trying to keep the conversation going. So I think Mangus Williams is looking for where you buy the t-shirts from. Go to the left-hand side. At the bottom is a picture of a t-shirt. It's kind of a giveaway. Click on that. Opens up a new window. All the merch. Just there's tons of it. It's not that first page. You can go through all sorts of stuff. Even you millennials, you can buy one of those ridiculous, stupid Stanley cups, which I have no idea. You're going to be embarrassed of in 5 years' time why you actually were walking around with these stupid big things like this, like a comfort blanket. But you can buy one with Real Vision merch on. So if you're going to waste your money on stupid shit, waste it on us. We'd appreciate it. Thank you, Paul, for helping out. Francis Zhu. Having a morning drink now, thanks. Francis, we love you. This is why you're part of Real Vision's community. Not that we're alcoholics, but we also don't mind cutting loose and breaking the rules. Gregory Gramillion. Why have we all got stupid names? I mean, everybody. Gregory Gramillion, Raoul Powell. I mean, they were terrible. Julian is a genius. Love his reports. Do not tell Julian Bittle he's a genius. He's honestly not. Honestly, he's a total sham. He copies my beard. It's not as good as mine. He's got, as I said, big bouffant hair. No, just don't give him any encouragement. If not, he'll just give you 1,000 charts. You have to keep him tight. You know, then he'll deliver in maybe 60 charts. But if you give him this kind of Julian is a genius, the charts just multiply. They don't stop with him. So please don't do that. No, Julian Bittle is a fucking god. Okay. Tim Barnes. What are your connected friends in Washington saying about crypto for Harris movement? Is there really any interest to help the crypto community or merely pandering? Problem is with any of my connected friends, they're all on fucking holiday. So I haven't heard anything really. I think I'm just watching people in dismay trying to figure out what the hell the Democrats are doing, trying to alienate 50 million young people. I just simply don't get it. But there we go. They'll figure it out. Andre Bijan. Raoul, what about the AI version of you? We're training it right now, actually. I did the videos, train it. So we don't know quite when it's ready. The partners we're working with, Delphi, that's not Delphi Digital, Delphi.ai. They're still tweaking it, trying to get it as good as possible. So it's soon. I hope it's in September. I'm hoping it's during the birthday. It should be really fucking cool. So we're still working on it. It is coming. As I said, I filmed the video version of me against green screens and all that to make the AI. I just want to make sure it's okay. It'll be beta when it comes out as well. Beta test because it won't be ready. James Murtaugh, what are your thoughts? So I'm eating with my mouth full again. I'm sorry, Mum. Sorry. I know you told me not to do that. James Murtaugh, what are your thoughts on Elon Musk's current political actions? What could be intended and unintended consequences for the businesses associated with him? I really see clearer politics, but he's clearly doubled down, as have many. And I think because the threat is more existential for all of their businesses as well. I get it, but they've really dug in. So I don't know how it plays out. We'll see. Alex Pryor, thoughts on the idea that China's lack of new credit and potential crashing house prices is placing them in a similar position to Japan in the 90s. Will markets cope okay with this, or will it lead to a protracted sideways movement? The Chinese stock market peaked in 2008? It's exactly the replay of Japan. So the Chinese stock market stopped going up, and the Chinese property market stopped going up. Like Japan, they continue to buy raw materials and other goods, and they're still a huge economy and all of that. So, yeah, I think it is like Japan, but I don't see there's any catastrophic downside, just a general slowing of growth of the global economy, which is something I've talked about, aging populations, slow economies. Tim Barnes, good risk-reward entry for Sween right now. Actually, Adani, one of the co-founders, was on the platform today with Ash Bennington. I haven't watched it yet. Risk-reward entry. I don't know. I'm considering putting it into a pro-macro trade idea because I do like it. Obviously, the conflict is I'm on the board. Everyone will accuse me of being a shill and being paid to do it, which is not true. We even had online hilarious people using hashtag grant and joking about the grant they got from the Sui Foundation, who didn't pay anybody to promote it, but people are behind the project. So does it work or not? I don't know. My guess is yes, it's really fucking good, amongst others that are really fucking good. So I can't give you a trade idea, not on this free platform either. And obviously I need to be considered because I don't want to be deemed to be doing something inappropriate. Raoul, where do you like to buy Sol and ETH? And where do you prefer to buy Bitcoin? I prefer to buy them as cheaply as possible. If that answers your question. I use Kraken. I also use in Ledger. I just do swaps between one and the other. Bitcoin base, bit of Binance. Generally, Kraken's been my go-to, even though they're sponsors of this show, but I've actually used Kraken for a very long time. I just like them. But doesn't mean anything's bad. James Murtaugh, Nala the Benevolent. Nala the sleeping monkey. She's fast asleep still. But what she does is about Nala witching hour, about 6 o'clock. So she starts begging for snacks. She also likes almonds. So I have to put this little trail of almonds around the kitchen. She likes kind of hunting almonds. But she's been really sleepy today, actually. I'm a bit worried about her. She's been really not herself. So I don't know what that's about. Timothy Harris, Nala is lovely. She is the sweetest. And her sister Zazu died last year of a twisted gut. They were sisters from the same litter, which was a real shame. Dave Brooks, what's the correct wine match for the commencement of the banana zone? I was thinking 2009 Lopez de Heredia Vineyard Tondonia Reserve Blanco. Dave, I like your style. Yes, you are bonkers. Because the only thing for the banana zone is Dom fucking Perignon. Okay? You heard me? Dom fucking Perignon. Those of you who don't know what Dom Perignon is, look it up. Gregory Gramillion. I'm in America and I'm in Biarritz. Stop being so judgmental of us Americans. Really, America and France. Fucking hell, make worse choices. Yeah, being French or American, I don't know what's worse. Being French. Scott Gideon, when can we expect another interview from Dan Tappier on the platform? When we've got anything new to talk about. Now, Dan's a VC investor. There's fuck all going on in that space. Markets, macro, there's fuck all going on in this. So yeah, he'll come back on towards the end of the year. We can get all bullish and or bearish or whatever it is. But right now, there's nothing to talk about. So we can just drink wine. Paul E, love old dogs. My wife is actually 19 years younger than me, so I don't think she'll take that very happily. Sean Jordan, what breed of dog is Nala? So I used to have two Ridgebacks, brother and a sister from the same litter, and they're just gorgeous, elegant, incredible dogs. Oh, she's deaf, she can't hear me. Nala's like a fake Ridgeback, so she's like part Ridgeback. Are you listening to me? You're deaf, you can't hear me. She's part Ridge. Trying to see if I can get her on the screen. She's no, you can't see her. Oh, there she is. She's kind of part Ridgeback. She's a Cayman mutt. She's kind of maybe a little bit Labrador, a little bit German Shepherd. We're not really sure. So anyway, that's enough of Nala. Dave Brooks, Macrospasm is a pretty rad brand name. Yeah. I don't know what it's used for though. Fuck. Oh, right. I need to get around the questions. I'm sorry, I'm so slow. I do this all the time. Adam and Napoli, we've asked questions before. Check out Mountain Queen on Netflix from Jerry Majid. Yep, Anush and I watched it 2 nights ago. Really, really interesting. It's about the female Sherpa who's climbed Everest the most number of times, and she's heartbreakingly considering she's a helper in Whole Foods, yet she's one of the most famous people in the entire world of climbing, one of the most famous people in Nepal. Emma Mildred, completely petrified of diving. Emma, come to Little Cayman. There's not even current here. It's just wonderful. Timothy Harris, Anusha's amazing. Don't give her. She's a Leo. She's got a really big head. Anusha's amazing. I follow her on Instagram. Wow, watching her, she scares the shit out of me. She's also from New Jersey. She scares the shit out of me. James Jackson, if the wife keeps going away, you ain't going diving soon. Yeah, that's true too. Simon Williams, Raoul, given the report that jump trading has its fingerprints on recent crypto dump this weekend with the weekend ETH fire sale, any concern about Jump's ability to deliver on the fire dance later this year? No, as far as I know, they're entering because the SEC or the CFTC or whoever got really pissy with them. They're exiting the market making business in crypto, which I don't think they were a very good participant in. I don't think they were ecosystem friendly, to be honest, and I've had dealings with them through other stuff. But the firm itself is committed to blockchain technology, and so I actually don't think it affects Firedancer whatsoever. It's a big firm, lots of very smart people working lots of amazing stuff. I just don't think they were the best actors in crypto, personally. Troy Murray, this is a great question, Troy. What do you drink on airplanes? Because taste buds actually change on planes. Which is why a lot of people who never drink tomato juice drink tomato juice on planes. It's a known fact. Super bizarre. Generally, if it's a long haul flight, I have learned not to drink much on a plane, and I don't eat on the plane either. Unless it's something really amazing. I'll eat in the lounge beforehand, a light meal, generally low carb meal, because if not, it kind of bubbles in your stomach at the different pressure. I will drink a couple of glasses of champagne. That's it. Maybe a glass of wine at a push, because you don't sleep as well. You wake up more jet lagged. So I'm actually much more disciplined. occasionally would like a nice gin and tonic on the plane as well. It's just kind of fresh. But I've made the mistake, like being on Iberia, and before you know it, you start with sherry, and then you start with cava, you're a glass of sherry, then you're on the white wine, then you're on the red wine, then you're on Oloroso sherry, and then you're shit faced, and you wake up and you feel like death, and you're like, why did I do that? So I'm actually really cautious now. But great question. Roy Blanchard, what's the wine du jour? Well, we've gone through that before. Chateauneuf de Pape, which is French. And Chateau de Beaucastel, which is the best vineyard there. Lawrence Wolf, why? Any clue why Bitcoin is dumping right now? Have you seen the chart? It's a flat pancake. Stop looking at hourly charts; you will kill yourself. Tori Torres, Bitcoin miners. Okay, I asked them 17 times. Bitcoin miners, but I don't care about Bitcoin miners. It's an overcomplication of a simple trade. Own Bitcoin. Did they outperform, underperform? I have no idea. I just don't like them. Mike Lloyd, Galapagos, Maldives, Indonesia, Costa Rica, dived all of those. Thank you. Amazing places. JP Jakoda. Where's that from? South India, not Sri Lankan, don't know. I've read and continually heard that the longer crypto, Bitcoin and the Mavis trade sideways and consolidates, the harder it will rip higher when the bananas then happens. Is there any merit to this? Generally speaking, a rule in life is suppressed volatility leads to hyper volatility. So yeah, I think there's a decent chance. James Jackson, sharks don't eat you out of professional respect. Oh, you're calling me a shark, James. Nice. They don't eat me because I'm the shark whisperer. Red Sea, wow, but okay. Travel. Any recommendations for fantastic restaurants in Kathmandu? I'm going soon. No, I can't remember. It's been a while since I've been to Kathmandu, but the Hotel Dwarika is really cool. It's like a heritage hotel. I think it's a nice place if you're not doing the kind of street food backpacky stuff. James Mert's a bit of a faff. Yeah, everything's a bit of a faff. Blah 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 blah. Gus, how would you recommend traveling South America? I think the fantasy experience is in a four-wheel drive. Just drive the whole fucking thing. If not, these are big countries. You know, Argentina's a big country to get around because you've got Patagonia, and then you've got the big cities, and then you've got Mendoza, and you've got the mountains, and Brazil is even more gigantic. I mean, they're all. It's hard. It's a hard place to go. You just have to go many times. I haven't done all of South America. I've not been to Brazil actually. High on my list. Magnus Williams, having not been to Cayman, what's the locally produced food and drinks versus imported? And is the imports as delicious as made locally? There's like kind of Caribbean hybrids, Jamaican hybrids, fish tea and stuff like this. But then there's a lot of Jamaican stuff here, a bit of Trinidadian. So it's a mix. Now, obviously, Caymanian people love their food and their culture. But it's stronger. Jamaica and Trinidad are probably stronger for food and culture than it is here. If we go to Jamaica, curry goat, exceptional. Anush makes amazing curry goat. And also oxtail, which is just like the most sublimely deep, incredible, ridiculous thing. Jamaican oxtail stew. And obviously jerk. Yes, I'm calling you all jerks. And jerk chicken, jerk pork, all of that. Incredible. Jamaica's great. I mean, for a relatively small island, the food and music it's brought on the world is amazing. And culture, I mean, the Rastafari culture. Okay, sorry, I'm well over time and I'm fucking nowhere near the bottom of this list. Blah, blah, blah. James Jackson, just enough, James. Thank you. Jocelyn Medlin. Hi, Raoul. What do you think of Sui right here? Good time to add. We answered that question. I mean, I like the token, as you know. Chris, any reason the crypto market hasn't gone up with other assets such as gold and stocks recently? I actually think because there's been a lot of supply, whether it's the token unlocks from Summit Nala. We're trying to do some work here. She's deaf, so I can't shout at her. If not, in fact, I'm going to get up and go and talk to Miss Nala. Miss Nala. Miss Nala. I'll talk to everybody and apologise for ruining the broadcast. Miss Nala, come here. Come on, they want to see you. I can't really move this camera anyway. Miss Nala has you apologising, thank you. I'll give you an almond. Will that work? Yeah, okay. Bribery. I think there's just been a lot of supply and everyone's on holiday, so there's not a lot of demand. And Nasdaq and stuff's been bouncing. So I don't think anything. Abraham Wolf, bourbon and Sol, winning combination. A beer and a bourbon. It's an American thing, but I don't have an issue with that. Rue Pereira, I feel your pain with the name. Yeah, Rui. It's just ridiculous. It's just what parents? What are they thinking? LK, if you only have $100 to allocate, what would be your allocation between Tesla, Coin, Sol, and others? Well, as you know, I'm all Sol, but really, I mean, I think if you put a third between those two stocks and came away in 4 years' time, 5 years' time, you'll have made a lot of money. Flynn Sizemore, hey, can you dive into SUI? How is it superior? Chance of outperforming Sol? Look, it's outperforming every single other major token right now. There's a few that it still needs to prove itself against Solana. If not, you just don't own your money in Solana. Would it be a long-term hold scenario? It needs to get traction. It's early stage, so you're not looking for massive traction, but you need to see great projects launching, on-chain activity happening, DeFi, and it's all there early, but needs to be proven. So there's a deep dive on the platform as of today, so have a look at that. Blah, 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 blah. Do you think a portfolio of Solana killers? There's no Solana killer. That's a red herring. Let's just call them other great layer ones. Tier near Sui is a good idea. Yeah, I mean, probably. Are we quite at the point? Sui looked like it was starting to prove it. Near has done decently well as well. That next big trade is coming up, so I'll give you that. Okay, Pete Herbst. Again, another ridiculous surname. Herbst. 2's 10s briefly inverted last Monday during peak volatility, massive sell-off. Is there any concern of the yield curve normalizing? I believe 7-8, 8-8 when the rate cut cycles and 2-10 uninverts. Julian's talked ad nauseum about this. It's a red herring. The yield curve will uninvert. It probably won't go to 150 basis points. It'll probably go to 50 or 75 or whatever it is, much like Japan did. It will uninvert, and everybody on Twitter is going to go, oh my God, the market's going to crash, and it crashes when they do rate cuts. And guess what? The market's going to just go up because the business cycle, the liquidity cycle, financial conditions are all going higher. Andre, what the fuck is you guy and your targets? I don't know. I'm not a bloody guru. I don't have a crystal ball. I just can't draw a chart and say it probably goes up. And then make some random guess. And then the whole of the internet holds you accountable and says, you fuckwit, you told me it was going to do this. I'm just so tired of that game. Normally, yes, if I speak to friends, I'd say, yeah, I think it's going to XYZ. Put it out on the internet and you get hounded for literally 5 years by people saying you are wrong, you're a moron, you help people lose money. I'm just not going to play that game anymore. I'm sick of it. I'm actually angry about it. I'm angry because it still happens. Happened the other day. Some dick about the ETH thing. You said it's going to go to 15,000. You're a moron. Why should we listen to you? Really? If you think us all to get it right and have a crystal ball, we'd all be gazillion, bazillion, gajillionaires and not be doing that. I mean, it's just so stupid. So no, look, I think it goes up a lot. LK, by the way, love Real Vision, love the community in Discord. In Discord? What about on the platform? It's much better. Although the Discord, the crypto community, that's super cool as well. And while I've had tons of years in finance academia, well, that was a waste of your time. The value Real Vision gives is like no other. Okay, we are so over time. Ron Jonas, Ron, I love you. Hi, Raoul. I was at Live Aid in Philly. We are brothers, my friend. One day we will share that beer and those memories, because I remember at Wembley, super hot day, seeing the screen come on and the Beach Boys kick it off. And I think it was Beach Boys and then Madonna. I can't remember, but it was just amazing. Okay. It's too many of the same people asking questions. But then Bernardo Reyes, so you're coming to Ecuador. My family's a brewery here. I'm not much of a beer drinker, although I rediscovered it in Spain. Again, I think just good beer, super cold in a small glass is something I actually do quite like. Ecuador, I've been to Ecuador several times. I will not be on this occasion because one of us has to look after Nala because she's getting old, so we can't leave her. Chris Walton, fine, I'm here. Only 2 left on YouTube now. I don't know if this is the Chris Walton. I'm trying to figure out if it is the Chris Walton, because Chris Walton is a very close friend of mine. He was at my wedding in Morocco. He's why I'm in the Cayman Islands, and he's an investor in Real Vision. And typical of him, he probably just watches us on YouTube because that's the kind of guy he is. Okay. Kike de Costa restaurant in Denia from XJ Majid, and another really impossible name to read out online. Kike de Costa, honestly, I think it's better than... It's a restaurant in Denia near where I lived. It's in the top 15 in the world. I honestly think it's the best restaurant I've ever eaten at in terms of the high-end 3-star Michelins. And I've eaten at others higher. I just think Kike de Costa is brilliant. And I don't think this year's menu was as good as last year's. But anyway, really, really good. Okay, final question, because there's still a gazillion questions. Steve Cannon, Michelle is wondering, so Steve has become an online friend because he's a unbelievable wildlife photographer. Again, this is why I love Real Vision. I mean, we have like some of the world's greatest wildlife photographers in our community, along with hedge fund managers, top technologists, and just anything. And so Steve is kindly sending me an incredible black and white of a leopard photograph that's going to hang on the wall proudly in Little Cayman next to, I don't know if you guys seen the photo, there's a really cool copper bath and it's going to hang there. So Steve is saying, his wife or girlfriend Michelle, are you equally a coffee snobbish? Not in the same degree. I'm not a wine snob. I just like good wine. I like good coffee. Like, I drink a lot of espresso. I don't really like drip coffee. I think it's generally pretty vile. And if I were to have a long black coffee, I would have an Americano. I mean, yes, I have a one of those coffee machines that grinds my coffee and makes it properly. Nespresso, I can deal with Nespresso, but the American jug of drip coffee is just shockingly bad generally, but occasionally works really well. So I'm not much of a snob. I'm not like, I need to have Costa Rican beans or whatever. I tend to prefer medium. It's kind of a medium strength. I'm kind of a bit of a coffee mid-curver, I'd say. I don't like them too light and astringent, which you can get sometimes. Like some good Blue Mountain from Jamaica is actually very good from locally near here. The higher the elevation, often the lighter it is. And then you've got the more southern or lower the elevation, the denser the coffee. Sometimes a really nice strong coffee is good too. India produces pretty strong coffee because of the climate. Okay, final. Timothy Arrow, French press all the way. Neil Buckendall, French press. I like French press. It's just different. I'm a espresso drinker, so I will drink espresso in the mornings. I don't drink a lot of French presses, but I do like them. So yes, don't disagree. Oh, Mick Whiffin. So I love to see Mick's name. You guys don't know, but I've known Mick since I was 18 years old. So that's fuck knows how long. A long time. I met Mick in 18 years old. So that was 1988. 1988 at the University of Plymouth. Mick was like the cool kid. Everyone liked Mick Whiffin. We used to call him Whiff. He could dance and he was funny and the girls loved him. He was a football player and hung out with a rugby guy. So he was the cool kid and I just hung into Mick's shadow. Mick Whiffin, cheers, Raoul. Have a great weekend. Get yourself over to Vancouver as soon as you can. Last time I saw you, Mick, in Vancouver, it took me about 2 weeks to recover. So I'm a little bit sheepish now, but I guess we're both older. So maybe you come from Vancouver, which is basically English weather, and get down to Cayman at some point. Anyway, my friends, almonds are bad for the dogs. I tried telling Nala that. Christ, she's like 13 years old and she loves almonds. Gang, love you all. I'm off to Zambia. Pray I don't get eaten by leopards. realvision.com/join. I want one person left on YouTube, everybody on the platform having a rave, loving each other, networking, realizing that this is what you've been missing in your lives all along. Go to the merch store, buy some stuff. Not that we really make any money, but I just want you people in the streets wearing our merch because it's really great and it will make Jamie feel happy. We can pretend we're popular. What else? No Tim Tams as a snack with your drinks, Australians. Love you all. Take care out there. We'll get through this really boring area. Banana Zone will come just when you've given up all hope. And then hopefully we can make some money, have some fun. Anyway, see you out there. Take care.
Make large crypto trades with Kraken OTC, execute orders of more than 100,000 off the open exchange through our premium OTC trading service. Get 24/7 access to deep liquidity, minimal slippage, and competitive execution and settlement services. Private and secure trading options include chatting securely with our trade desk for a personalized high-touch service, or use our self-service RFQ for super fast, automated OTC trading. Non-investment advice. Crypto trading involves risk of loss and is offered to U.S. customers through Payward Interactive Inc. For more information, go to realvision.com/Kraken OTC.